Games People Play is a crime thriller set in Glasgow, and it features Charlie Cameron, who's a private investigator in the city. He is an alcoholic, broken down, he hasn't got a wreckage of relationships in the past. He has a couple of issues, of course, because everyone does, and he has something in his past that is revealed as the story goes on. Now, Charlie gets involved with the case very early on, against his better judgment. A couple are on the beach and they're swinging a toddler between them. And she says, wouldn't it be nice if they went for one more swim? And he's against it. They walk along, they pass an old boat, and she says, no, just one more swim. And she goes in. She goes into the water, she gets into trouble, and he has to go in after her. That snap decision changed their lives and everybody else's life as well. Seconds passed before Mark realised something wasn't right. Where's Mummy? Where's your mummy? The baby sucked her thumb. Where is she, Lily? At first he couldn't move. Cold fear consumed him. 100 yards away a group of boys played football. Apart from them, the beach was deserted. He yelled. They didn't hear. He threw the pushchair to the sand and yanked it open, sat Lily in it. His hands were shaking. The damn straps wouldn't fasten. He spoke to himself, please God no, and raced into the sea. The water was freezing. What the hell had Jen been thinking? This was Scotland, for Christ's sake. He swam to where he'd last seen her and went under. Mark was a good swimmer, but it was dark. His frantic fingers searched until the pressure in his chest forced him to the surface. He took in as much air as he could and went back. Something bumped against him. He grabbed hold and dragged it up. Two boys ran into the water to help. The footballers. They hauled her body the last few yards. Mark fell to his knees. One of the boys took over with no better luck. Mark tried again, refusing to let her go. He pumped her heart, whimpering like a child, sobbing for himself as well as his wife. Jennifer's eyes fluttered. She wrenched and vomited water. A siren sounded in the distance. It was going to be all right. She was safe. They would be together, the three of them. He raised his head and saw ambulance men racing towards him across the sand. Mark jumped to his feet. They must have drifted. Except the boat was there. His voice rose from a cry to a scream. Lily! Lily! He spoke to the group who had offered nothing. I left the baby here. Somebody must have seen her. They stared. No idea what he was talking about. A new terror seized him. He ran a few steps up and down the beach, lost and afraid. The bag lay where Jennifer dropped it, but no pushchair. No sign his daughter had ever been there. Lily was gone. I had the idea for Games People Play for a long time and didn't do anything with it. The idea came from the old Joe South song, Games People Play. You may remember the lyric, well, the games people play every night and every day. And that's a story of everyday deception. And I thought, if I could fold that into a bigger deception, I'd have a story, but I didn't really know where to start. Then one evening about 7 o'clock, I was walking on a beach near where we live with my wife Christine. The beach was deserted. It had been a wonderful, wonderful day. There was no one there except a couple further up the beach, a man and a woman playing with a toddler. It was a very nice scene, and Christine said, I wonder what would happen if someone stole that child. I looked up and down the beach, there was no one there. I said, well, it doesn't seem very likely, but we started to kick the idea around. And by the end, she had already thought it out. We had the idea. The next day, I started writing.